one of my questions I'm really interested in asking you guys, right? I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and during that time, there was no Bullshit-O. There was no UFC or what was the Dream one in Japan? Oh, brain fart. What was the big UFC?
Pride.
Thank you. Yeah, there was no Pride. There was none of that stuff.
Right.
None of those competitions. And these guys were just able to BS their way.
I trained with many of those guys.
I bet you did. I have too. I've wasted money in some places like that.
Many. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Now, the platform, everything's changed. I mean, ever since there was reality fighting, going in there, Vale Tudo, this type of fighting, it all changed.
It's so much better now.
It's real.
It's real.
It's real.
It's real.
Yeah. It took a lot of the stuff away that attracted me to the martial arts.
Me too.
You think I didn't want to do the dim mak or learn that?
Dude, I watched.
Or you jump over walls and shit. I mean, come on.
I wanted to be a ninja too, Sean.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, I wouldn't have.
If done correctly, no defense.
Yeah.
Strong ki. Knock a man down with your ki.
The chi thing. I mean, what I've realized through this whole journey is that there is arts for healing and there's arts for combat. It's simple as that. And people just get it mixed up. And it's still out there. There's still guys out. I had a guy come to me in Thailand who was a Wing Chun guy, and I really like parts of that system, and I understand parts of it and how effective it is. But, there's a time and a place for things that this guy he refused to think outside his little box still. And I kind of coddled him a little bit. I felt, it's a real awkward position to be put in.
You have a heart? That's great. So you sized him up a little bit. You're like, yeah, that circular block will totally work.
And
man.
He's coming over to the fight house and he's wanting to, give his input. It was like Steven Seagal showing up over at Black House.
No. How dare you? Talk about the great Steven Seagal.
Yeah, he's amazing, man. He's a total ninja.
He'll kill you.
But him and Anderson, tight, and Lyoto. And
what is up with that?
It's just it's more of a respect thing and a fan that they watched his films, they enjoyed, which
ones? The ones that went straight to DVD or the
original, right? I think Above the Law, right? That's where he was with everyone. And then they're just martial artists. They're real guys. They're not just going to be nasty and abrasive. There's a sign of respect there. They realize that he did put some time in some art, but are they going to take that stuff in the cage? And did he teach him the front kick? Come on. We all know that. But this guy and he just caught me on a bad day. He come in one day and he wanted to show me the chain punching.
Oh yeah. Oh, they love. They're talking about, I can punch you 70 times in the chest.
That and just the whole almost 1 inch kind of deal. And how
crush,
he's gonna
cave in your.
And I just had enough that day, and I'm like, listen, and the students weren't around. It was just him and I, so it wasn't like there was a platform to embarrass him or anything. And he was going to show me that. And I said, okay, I'm going to give him 2 shots. Free.
2 free shots.
I'm going to give myself out there. If my chest collapsed, my lungs burst, whatever happens, I'm responsible.
You took the 1 inch punch challenge?
I took it 2 times. And it felt the exact same.
So 2 inches. You took 2 inches.
Yeah, two times. Well, 4 now. Yeah, 2 and 2. But this guy blasted me with everything. And in his defense, he was a really wiry, small guy anyway. He just didn't have a lot of power.
Sorry. I'm sick.
And he went for a ride. I just swept him. Literally, I swept him, and he hit his neck and head, and he laid there for a very long time. I was concerned. And when he got up, you could kind of see that truth rush in. 30, 40 years of believing in one kind of a thing, right?
And being honestly, if you want to find a cult, go to any one of these traditional, not anyone, excuse me, I don't want to, overblow it, but many of these traditional martial arts places where the students are falling over themselves when the master does stuff.
Oh, jeez, man. This stuff kills me.
Guys still try you, right? Like your own students still try you every once in a while, don't they?
Well, I've recently, in the past, I'd say year and a half, I've really started to take a different approach a little bit. I was very hands-on, very much hands-on. But I kind of took on this role of sponsoring guys, bringing them in, taking care of all the business stuff, which I never...
Oh, my God. Why would you want to do that?
Right. So It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
Did you have a nervous breakdown like I did?
Close enough, I'd say.
Jeez.
To where I just lost. I really didn't enjoy what I was doing for a second. And this is all I've done my whole life. I mean, other than spending a little bit of time in the service and some odd and end, always working some jobs to make the gym work early on.
Right.
This is it. It's always been some form of combatives, and I've done it all. I've started in Taekwondo and then Okinawan Tay, and just weeded through this process.
Searching for truth.
Just always interested. I was just a geek when it come to martial arts. I wanted to have all of it, but then I love the idea of just customizing things for yourself. Taking a little bit of this and that, and I still do it to this day.
Sort of.
Even that, I do redirecting. I use that in my boxing. I use definitely things, but I've realized the base of that stuff is for wellness. It's for circulation, energy.
Yeah.
Restore your body. It's like moving yoga. There's a lot of things in Chinese martial arts that it's beneficial, but then people get it twisted.
They get it twisted, and they start getting real magical with it.
Yeah, and they want to iron palm you and.
So have you seen this? I cannot remember the dude's name, but there's this one young white dude named God, I can't remember his name, but he has a channel. It's like super popular, Combat Tai Chi, I think it's called, and he's like, look at it's hilarious if you ever watch it. I think it was actually on Rogan's show when I heard about it. But this guy will actually, show you the combat applications of Tai Chi, which okay, let's do a little history here on Tai Chi. You know what I mean? Like, did Tai Chi really come from that? I mean, if you're going there, go to like Wudong or the Kung Fu, like from the monks who had to actually. Keep what was it? They were protecting. They were like the national what do you call it? The Secret Service or whatever for people, and they were protecting nobles and things.
They trained like we train. They were the only group of guys in that at the time that actually applied it full contact.
So how long before
with Sanda and Sanchao, and they're kicking legs and wrestling and grappling. It looks messy and ugly, and it's not even. I mean, we're so much. It's a higher level of MMA and athlete, nutrition.
Oh my gosh.
Everything, all the way across the board. It's crazy.
So do you think that UFC, well, okay, I keep saying UFC, mixed martial arts in general, because UFC, who knows, that might be around 10 years from now, maybe not. Scott and I talked about that. But is that the thing, the great saving force of martial arts? Because martial arts was going down this road in the 80s and 90s, 70s really, 70s, 80s, and 90s, where it was becoming all my favorite martial arts heroes were all actors. All of them. I didn't have one, Chuck Norris, but he was an actor too, you know what I mean? Like, right. But he was a fighter. Bill Superfoot Wallace. I saw some badass fights with Benny the Jet. That's where I first saw Muay Thai for the first time.
Benny the Jet's legit.
Yeah. But besides those guys who, they got press or whatever, besides that, you were like, Van Damme. I enjoyed...
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal.